For more on this, we're now joined by African Farmers Association of South Africa in the Eastern Cape, Mhlobo Mbane, and he joins us via our video link. Mhlobo, thank you so much for joining us this evening here on SABC News. I mean, just looking at that insert, quite heartbreaking, the scenes coming out of your province. How bad is stock theft from your experience?
Evening to the listeners, evening to you now, Msasazi. It's actually affecting us. Remember, farming in the Eastern Cape, it's sort of a job creator when it comes to rural areas. Remember, we've got a large number of people who are actually unemployed, and now it's very, very difficult even for us to encourage other people to actually join the farming sector, meaning we are losing a lot of money. And remember, livestock farming is an investment to us in the Eastern Cape. We were sent to universities and to high schools using the money that has been generated from this sector. Now, when we are facing this kind of a challenge, it seems as if it's something that is actually, it's a syndicate in actual fact, which is actually happening across the province. But I'm always happy when we actually engage other stakeholders, just like the Department of Agriculture or SABC, as well as of Vodacom, because we MEC have actually even highlighted that there's a partnership when it comes to fighting this pandemic that we're actually facing currently. But it's something that is very, very, very bad. Yeah.
Do we know the root cause of stock theft in the Eastern Cape, or would you say that it's just pure criminality?
It's pure criminality, and you will find that the people, there's some sort of a collusion, because you will also trace that the animals that are being stolen from our villages are actually sold in some of the establishments, where you will find that there will be hawkers who don't even go and buy from the registered abattoirs. They just slaughter it in the forest, and then the meat is actually sent directly to them. So at least if you can have some sort of traceability, or just to get those people organized in terms of trying to find out where do they actually source this meat, because these guys are actually slaughtering cattle right in deep forest. They are organized, they do it, they've got vehicles, they are armed. It's actually very, very serious. It's a syndicate, and it's actually affecting us very, very negatively.
Would you say that these are well-known people in your community, and community members are aware of actually who is behind the syndicate?
Yes, we know some of them, but the problem is that we fear to approach. You'll find that you will not feel like protected immediately when you raise these things in a community meeting. You'll find that you are not protected, and your family is not safe, and you're also not safe as a farmer. Yes, we know them, but at least if we can have the neighborhood watch and other stake theft sort of a forum where we can actually discuss these things within this forum, because you'll find that we as Farmers Association were also infiltrated by these guys, and it's a syndicate. Immediately when you report it, they will target you as an individual and also involving your family. So our lives are actually at risk.
And coming to the role of the police, I mean, what are they saying? Because it seems as if you have been reporting this matter to the police, but clearly there is no help which is coming forward to protect farmers in your province.
We are actually working with SABC in the Eastern Cape. There's a forum which is called the Stock Theft Forum, where we raise these challenges that we are facing as farmers, because you'll find that in most of the areas, we don't have large number of personnel when it comes to police that will be monitoring and looking after or attending to this kind of cases. You'll find that the police station within that area will be having 2 or 3 personnel that is actually servicing a very, very, very huge area. And the other thing which has been a challenge is that you will find that we are loading cattle, we transport them across the province. You will find that it was rare before to be stopped on the road just to verify, are you transporting these animals legally? But now we can see that there's a huge improvement when it comes to that. Now, you can't drive for a period of a distance of more than 100 kilometers without being stopped by the police, which is a great improvement. A few years ago, you will never experience that kind of just a stop on the road just to verify you've got right papers, are you doing this thing legally, or you are doing it following the procedures according to the road, to the SABC sort of rules and act.
And do you know of any successful arrests which have been made by the police, especially pertaining to stock theft in your village?
Yes, there will be arrests, but we'll find that when the case proceeds to the court, that's where we actually find that we are having challenges. Hence, we have been working with SABC in terms of saying we are encouraging our farmers to brand their animals, because it has been a weakness on our side whereby you'll find that we were not using the registered branding mark, or not having a registered branding certificate, which is something that will always be a loophole when it goes to court, because those syndicates, they are quite very educated or learned when it comes to the constitution and their rights. So we are working in terms of motivating and encouraging other farmers that they need to have a registered branding mark so that they can actually win their cases in court. But in terms of huge steps in arrestment and other things, it's always a challenge. We find it very difficult to have people that will be actually jailed as a result of that. Hence, you'll find that it actually encourages other people who have seen that, no, these guys, they are actually very successful, they are driving nice cars, whilst there's farmers who are actually struggling. And you find that most people are actually joining and doing the very same thing of stealing their animals.
And you've made an appeal to government. What interventions would you like to see from government to ensure that we continue to see more people farm and they don't get discouraged by stock theft?
Yeah, the other thing that will be having a positive impact in terms of reducing this pandemic that we're facing, I think if it can be regulated, the times of transporting animals, not people that will be transporting animals at night, because that is the huge problem. You will find that people during the day, there is no transportation, but around 8 or midnight, there will be people that will be transporting animals. If that can be actually regulated, and also people who are transporting animals, the community leaders should be actually made aware or be involved, whereby there will be a letter that will be issued to the transporter or to someone who's actually selling the animals, and also talk to the police where those animals, or where the letter can also be issued, in terms of making sure that there's a verification and something is actually done legally. But now we'll find that people are just loading animals from one village to another village, and that is also another loophole which is actually encouraging these people, because there's no paper trail, there's no sort of laws that are actually governing when it comes to that. So if animals can be transported during the day, not at night, I think we will actually reduce that.
Mhlobo, thank you so much for your time this evening here in SABC News. That is Mhlobo Mbane. He is from the African Farmers Association of South Africa in the Eastern Cape.